like-minded. Not very efficient shooting the basketball, but bring a toughness, a fight. We'll lock in defensively. We'll fight on the backboard. 50-50s will truly be 50-50s in this one.
The winner of this game will play Wake Forest tomorrow. And James Karnik plenty excited for the opening tip, which goes to Boston College. Officials, Lee Cassell, Tommy Morrissey, and Mark Schnurr. 6 conference wins on the season for Boston College. It's a team that struggled to shoot the 3. They go as number 33 goes James Karnik. Looking for Karnik down low early. 4 to shoot. Karnik launches. And the rebound to Mogi.
And those opportunities will present themselves on those pick and rolls. Hugley's going to be more comfortable ducking down back into the painted area. If Karnik has the ability to knock down that perimeter shot, he can have the world this afternoon.
Look at the starting 5 for Pitt. Femi Odekale, Brooklyn native. Here's Hugley. 32 points in Pitt's win against BC. The problem, he had 15 turnovers in the 2 games against the Eagles.
It's really tough to do as a big. I mean, yes, the basketball's in your hands, but understanding if you've been that turnover prone, they're going to go even harder at you. So you've got to react quickly, have a plan when you touch the ball so as to prevent those kind of missteps this afternoon.
Look at the starting 5 for BC. Jaden Zachary has been shooting it well in conference as Karnik gets BC going. Hugley down low and using that size. Pitt always seems to have some version of John Hugley, going way back to some of their better teams in the early 2000s.
Yeah, I'm not even really trying to think about one. I had to go against a few of them, Ontario, Ladd, Chevy, Troutman. But on that possession, Odekale did a good job of a quick post entry. Double wasn't able to come.
DeMarr Langford knocks it down. He had 17 over the weekend at Georgia Tech. Odekale turns it over. That's been a problem for Pitt. No true point guard on this roster. And Mogi with those long hands comes up with it. Staten Island native in Mogi.
Jaden Zachary, who's been pretty good with the basketball during this season for Boston College, should have elected to go bounce pass there in stride or not thread the needle at all, but the chest pass had no chance of getting through.
Here's Hugley. Over a double team.
Barrett.
DeMarr Langford, he and Makai Ashton Langford brothers. Makai the older. Quinten Post. And a foul on Odekale before the shot.
John Hugley had 32 in the first matchup because he was able to absolutely bury the defense on the low block. Karnik, by the time he recovers right there, this is advantage Hugley. The more physical, you can put 2, 3, 4 defenders. It's already over. Playing before the catch, having an awareness at all times of where 23 is, or it'll cost you.
Out of bounds, it stays with BC. When you have somebody with that kind of size and the post moves that Hugley has, how do you try to defend him?
You've got to work like hell before the catch. You've got to try and push him off that block. And if he does make that catch, a healthy dose of doubles, so he gets confused, he gets hurried. You can turn him over, as we talked about those turnover numbers, but you can get him frenzied.
Ashton Langford, the 3. BC shooting just 28% from 3 as a team in conference.
Ashton Langford loves the Pitt matchup, as we talked about in the open. 22 points per game against them in the 2 matchups, but the percentages, 56% from the field, 58% from beyond the arc.
You're seeing Pitt's MO early. Go inside. They had success in that win against BC, getting some of the Boston College bigs in foul trouble. This one is turned over.
Post got too cute with it. Try to catch it in midair and convert. You're 7 feet, just be tall. Catch that, come down, play off 2, keep it high.
Gee's 3 off target. Ashton Langford. And Horton grabs the rebound from Karnik. And he's called for the foul. It's on Karnik, his first.
Makai Ashton Langford, he's a confident performer, and you give him that kind of space, he's going to make it pay. Brotherly love. DeMarr's like, okay, big bro, I see you.
TJ Bickerstaff into the game for BC. He missed 6 games with a calf injury, came back over the weekend against Georgia Tech. Turnover by Pitt. Ashton Langford pulls up and gets the bounce.
And you love those opportunities when your defense can key some early offense. When you struggle as mightily as these two teams do, any opportunities to convert without having to work in the half court, you love to see it.
A BC team that early in conference play really struggled offensively. Just 3 70-point games in their first 13. They have been better of late in terms of scoring the basketball. We got a jump ball. 9-4 BC on top. Makai Ashton Langford loves playing Pitt.
Get out in the open floor. Little Rosetta Stone translates some defense into some offense for 2.
There are all kinds of products in this world. Things that make life easier or more fun. But New York Life's product is different. It's 12,000 experts whose responsibility is to be there, to guide you through the happiest and most difficult times. People who know the most valuable things in life aren't things at all. This is our product. This is what we do.
There's a moment. The moment we ask, what if?
What if we could go further, jump higher, or run the whole thing? What if we could be who we're meant to be?
And become who you look up to. This is the moment it all starts.
This is the moment it all starts.
But only if we get the chance to have it.
We're like any normal family. We just get shorter wait times because we buy and book online at discounttire.com.
So easy.
Which gives us more time for things like...
Come on, Mom.
It's ready.
Wow. Are you sure it's ready?
Oh, it's ready. And it's all thanks to Kyle. Thank you.
Get 30% shorter average wait time when you buy and book online at discounttire.com.
Let's get you taken care of.
There's a moment. The moment we ask, what if?
What if we could go further, jump higher, or run the whole thing? What if we could be who we're meant to be?
And become who you look up to. This is the moment it all starts.
This is the moment it all starts.
But only if we get the chance to have it.
Larry, check this out. With On Deck, we could get a small business loan fast and start hiring more help right away.
Or loan cannon!
Why, Loan Cannon, why?
There's a better way to get a fast small business loan. On Deck, the online lender that makes it easy to choose your loan and if approved, get funds as soon as the same day. Your loan is on deck.
This is where we at. We've been through all kind of stuff. We should have great endurance now. Okay, we've been through all kind of stuff. We're at another level of the season. All right, we got to focus on the hunt. Everybody in this room can hunt something. All right, you can hunt a deflection or a steal or a loose ball. That's where your focus needs to be on. Offensive rebound, running the floor, getting layups, taking the charge. Focus on the hunt. What can you give us, Kanye? Gianna, can you give us offensive rebound? Can you give us the charge? Give us something. All right, for 40 minutes, let's focus on the hunt. Let's see if we can go.
Earl Grant, first-year head coach at Boston College, had a successful run at the College of Charleston, taking them to the NCAA tournament in 2018. Shot clock down to 6. Hugley's got all 4 for Pitt, make it all 6. And one of the challenges for everybody playing today, you're not going to have a big crowd. You're not going to be able to feed off of atmosphere. So how does that impact the player?
The more mature group is the one who gets it done in these early days of a tournament. Because, yes, like you said, the crowd's not there. You got to create your own energy, your own buzz. The huddles have to be tight. Communication can really elevate because you can hear each other. Can you provide those type of things? Those small intangibles, the differentiator against two struggling teams playing on an early day. Which team wants it more? Which team's invested in wanting to play longer and doesn't want to see their season, a tough one, come to an end? So it's more mental than anything on these early days.
Ashton Langford finds a cutter. It's blocked. Galloway turned away.
Oh, you got the angle. You got to get it down low.
Hugley, the nice feed, and it's Burton for the finish.
Every possession offensively for the Panthers needs to start with a low post touch. Willing passer with a high IQ. Felt the double team and knew somebody was open. Competent cut and is rewarded.
DeMarr Langford, the turnaround jumper. That ends a 6-0 Pitt run. The Langford brothers have combined for 9 of BC's 11. Hugley with 6 of Pitt's 10. And there they go, back inside to Hugley. The double comes.
But he doesn't get rushed.
Finds Burton. Gee was open. Burton instead, the turnaround.
A master class in handling the double. If you don't have an immediate move, remain composed, play cerebral basketball, a couple retreat dribbles to open the floor up, swing it to the advantage, and you've got the world. Beautiful basketball.
No good by Post. Hugley was calling for it. Yeah, there is a concerted effort to try to get it to 23. A repost now, and it's Hugley from 15 feet away. He's got 8.
Giving it to you from all cylinders right now. Post is a 7-foot defender. He isn't allowing his length to disrupt Hugley. He's keeping those long arms down, giving him a clear look at the hoop and a high percentage opportunity.
He's made all 4 of his shots. He's also assisted on 2. Makai Ashton Langford. The basket counts, and he'll shoot one more.
Makai Ashton Langford, quick first step. Threatened with the shot from beyond the arc. Don't know why Femi Odekule respected a low percentage shot like that to that degree. I'd stay low in the stance, take away the driving ability, make him a shooter. Elected to go the opposite route and paid the price.
Eight points now for Makai Ashton Langford, who began his career at Providence. Sebron, we'll see him later, from NC State, was named most improved player in the ACC. Makai Ashton Langford is somebody who improved a ton from last year.
Absolutely. I mean, he's been the leader of a group that's remained competitive despite taking their lumps all year. Speaks to coaching with Earl Grant, but also leadership with a grad guard like Makai Ashton Langford.
A rebound to TJ Bickerstaff, his uncle, the head coach of the Cavaliers. Grandfather Bernie, longtime NBA head coach and executive, as Karnik gets a deposit slip. Hugley on the bench for Pitt, and Burton is fouled on the drive.
Pitt hanging in this one thanks to John Hugley. He's doing it in a bunch of different ways, but he's even got the mid-range going. Fields a double, double leaves. He leaves his mark with a mid-range jumper.
Ego, Milwaukee, Steel, all the top-rated brands, all run on their own single battery system, and all come from one source, your local Ace.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
You call your agent with a simple question, only to get sent to voicemail again. We pick up the phone. Did you get this? Hello, this is Sam. How can I help you? Yes, I'm glad I'm not a robot too. Like I said, we pick up the phone because it's ringing. That's simple human sense. Ask your independent agent if auto owners make sense for you. Hello, this is Sam.
When you step into a new day, determined, committed, willing to take on whatever's asked of you, that new day is yours to own, yours to shape, and yours to be proud of. Ram, J.D. Power's #1 brand in new vehicle quality.
Right now, during Ram Truck Month, get 0% financing for 72 months on the 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn.
75 vitamins, minerals, and whole food sourced ingredients. One scoop, one glass. Comprehensive and convenient daily nutrition made for just about everybody. AG1 by Athletic Greens.
There's a moment. The moment we ask, what if?
What if we could go further, jump higher, or run the whole thing? What if we could be who we're meant to be?
And become who you look up to. This is the moment it all starts.
This is the moment it all starts.
But only if we get the chance to have it.
We're like any normal family. We just get shorter wait times because we buy and book online at DiscountTire.com.
So easy.
Which gives us more time for things like...
Come on, Mom.
Ready? And it's all thanks to Kyle.
Get 30% shorter average wait time when you buy and book online at DiscountTire.com.
Let's get you taken care of.
Renee Schroff, Jordan Cornette, ACC Tournament, Round 1, Game 1. Time for Food Lions, food for thought.
Clinical post work from the Pitt big man, John Hugley. Plays the angle, plays before the catch, allows the dump down with all that real estate. Quick finish. Now here, BC's going to throw the double, but it's the patience of John Hugley. Doesn't get rattled, double fades off, but the double doesn't locate their man. Hugley more aware of where his teammate is, and he's in Brooklyn. So John Hugley is going to spread love. It's the Brooklyn way.
I was waiting for it. There's the first one of the day if you're scoring at home.
It's a nod to Biggie. No way I'm going to come into his borough and not give love, pay homage. It's called being a historian of the game.
Well,
Trying to put you on to it, Anish. Although you're from these parts, maybe you should put me on to it.
I was going to go there first, but I'm glad you had the self-awareness.
Like Hugley field the double team. I know where the open man is.
There's Karnik facing a double, gets rid of it. Nothing there for Gianni Thompson.
Because the difference is rotations. Burton understood his rotation. He was there to wall off that driver to take away what has been layups on the other side for Pitt when going against the BC double.
Ezeakudo to Noah Collier. And you can tell, without Hugley on the floor, the offense just isn't the same. Hugley is at the scores table getting ready to check in. Collier will shoot two with the shot clock winding down.
Defenses have to be red alert defensively here. These are offenses that, look, they may struggle, but they're active. You're seeing a lot of downhill cuts, putting pressure on a defense to communicate, be in proper position, understand rotations. That's all being challenged here in the first 10 minutes.
ACC Network Basketball is brought to you by New York Life, helping people act on their love for 175 years. 1 out of 2 for Collier, a former 4-star recruit. Played a season-high 23 minutes in Saturday's loss to Notre Dame. And now Hugley will check back in.
Look, Hugley's accustomed to logging heavy minutes because he's been the everything guy for this group. Credit to his conditioning. But they're going to try at points to try and get him that 1 minute, 2 minutes of rest so he can catch his breath, go back out there and be that productive presence.
Inside to Hugley, posting up Karnik. Pressure coming. And it's knocked out of bounds to BC. And it looks like we'll get a foul, says Lee Cassell. It's on Hugley, his first.
There's doubling, and there's doubling with a purpose. And Mekhi Ashton Langford wasn't going through the motions on the double. He was going for blood. He wanted to go get the basketball. An undersized guy knew he could get up in there and be disruptive. Not only does he get the takeaway, he draws a foul against the most important piece on the floor in John Hugley.
One of the things Pitt does do well, the Panthers get to the free throw line. BC this season has been prone to fouling. So far, the Eagles have only committed 3 team fouls, and you go back to the Pitt win. The BC Bigs got into foul trouble in that game. Karnik fouled out. Karnik that time got rid of it quickly. DeMarr Langford is there.
Beautiful execution. You hit Karnik on a short corner, and then it's in tandem. Once that short corner is hit, the mid-post cuts, and they work so synergized to convert two.
What kind of game are we watching? 10 minutes in, only 4 3-point attempts?
The best kind, in my opinion. It's not a reliance on the three-point shot. It's bully ball. It's who can protect their goal, pack it in, protect, rebound, pursue early offense. It's not sit here and bury threes and see which team can hurt you most there as Brevin Galloway takes one of those threes.
He said, okay, hey, I hear them.
But it was a clean look. And he's got the perpetual green light. He's going to hunt his.
Listen, he goes on yellow. 75% of his shots from 3. He's only making about a quarter of them. Hugley's got 7 threes on the year. Euro step. And his first miss, offensive rebound as Yakuto. Hugley. That doesn't go, and BC will give him that. DeMarr Langford wincing, coming down the court. Galloway, a College of Charleston transfer. Passed up a shot, finds Zachary. In and out. Boy, Zachary, even when he misses, it's close. Came in shooting 56% from 3 over his last 7. Odekali backing down the freshman Zachary. And the rebound snagged by Ashton Langford. Off balance, snagged by Hugley.
I wish Mekhi Ashton Langford on that aggressive drive didn't give himself up at the end of the drive. Rather than fade off the angle, he should have leaned into contact, probably earned a whistle with how competent the drive was and composed.
Burton wide open, hits the first 3 for Pitt, and it's the well-traveled Jamarius Burton, Wichita State, Texas Tech, and now Pitt. Galloway lets it go and connects.
And in that zone, there's going to be a lot of opportunities for feet set, catch and shoot. Galloway came in as a 40% three-point shooter a year ago in a different uniform. Since he's arrived here, he's struggled mightily with percentages, but it's shot selection. That is elite shot selection, and that's why he converted.
Gee cannot answer. It goes to Pitt.
We celebrate everything being done beyond the inside the arc, so of course it goes beyond the arc. Jamarius Burton, you get a 3. Brevin Galloway, the clapback. And that's been this game. Pitt's bench. A couple expletives, we can't show those on cable television.
My wife's never really loved grocery shopping. But when she saw how much more we saved with the Food Lion app, she got really into it.
Found the BOGOs, hun. And a coupon on top of it. More savings? Woo! Woo! $12 in Shop and Earn rewards? I'm on fire!
I remember my first rewards.
We make it easy for all our neighbors to tap into more savings with a digital MVP account. Because this is our home, and that's our Food Lion.
There's a moment. The moment we ask, what if?
What if we could go further, jump higher, or run the whole thing? What if we could be who we're meant to be?
And become who you look up to. This is the moment it all starts.
This is the moment it all starts.
But only if we get the chance to have it.
We're like any normal family. We just get shorter wait times because we buy and book online at DiscountTire.com.
So easy.
Which gives us more time for things like...
Come on, Mom.
It's ready.
Wow.
Are you sure it's ready?
Oh, it's ready. And it's all thanks to Kyle.
Get 30% shorter average wait time when you buy and book online at DiscountTire.com.
Let's get you taken care of.
Attention CPAP users. Germs and bacteria can grow inside your reservoir, tubing, and mask. And cleaning them can be an expensive, difficult task. When you need to breathe easy, sleep great, and stay healthy, what you need is CleanZone, the affordable, portable CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. Just press, and CleanZone automatically cleans, sanitizes, and eliminates 99% of germs and bacteria from every surface of your CPAP reservoir, tube, and mask in minutes. No water, no added chemicals, no worries.
When I compared quality and price, CleanZone was my clear choice.
I can sleep with the peace of mind knowing that I'm breathing clean.
You can get your CleanZone CPAP cleaner for $100 off. That's just $99.99. Plus, we'll give you the CleanZone mask sanitizing bag absolutely free. Here's how to order.
Call 1-800-317-2586 or go online to cleanzonenow.com.
N.A. Schroff, Jordan Cornette just getting started in this ACC tournament. Duke, the 1 seed. The Blue Devils with their first regular season title since 2006. Surprising. This tournament has had 7 different champions in the last 10 years. Georgia Tech won it last year. Joe Lunardi. He has 4 teams firmly in the field, 3 teams on the bubble. I think Wake Forest should be okay. But again, you got to worry about bid thieves this time of the year as well.
Yeah, I mean, those are definitely 3 teams of Virginia, Virginia Tech, and Wake Forest that are coming out here on a mission more elevated than maybe some of the other teams. Certain ones thinking championship. But the funny thing is, those 3 teams not only thinking get in the tournament, but they're thinking they could win this whole thing this week. That's what makes it intriguing.
Hugley ran out of real estate. We were talking yesterday as Galloway's fouled. One team that's intriguing that we'll see early tomorrow in the noon game is Florida State. They were 6-2 at one point. First place in the ACC. They had beaten Duke, then got hit with an avalanche of injuries. Malik Osborne, Naheem McLeod, those 2 out for the season. But guess what? Anthony Polite came back last Wednesday in a win against Notre Dame.
Yes, sir.
Caleb Mills came back over the weekend, their leading scorer. Matthew Cleveland and John Butler are playing better. They've grown as freshmen. Florida State, to me, is a very dangerous team here.
Yeah, and you didn't mention the secret sauce in Leonard Hamilton, who, back against the wall, the guy's always going to deliver. This is a group that looks entirely different, as you laid out, at this point in the year than they had the entire year. The attrition they face with injuries like nothing I've ever seen before. At one point, they were without their entire starting 5 to injury. I've never heard of that before. So yeah, Florida State comes out here with a huge unknown, and a lot of people afraid of what they may look like here. They could be that team that surprises, finds themselves playing for a championship on Saturday night.
You mentioned the desperation for Virginia Tech. They have more to play for than maybe anybody else in this tournament. Anybody else, though, a potential dark horse for you?
I mean, this will be an extreme dark horse. But like a Clemson squad with how they shoot the basketball, look, they haven't shown this year to be a world beater by any stretch of the imagination. Joe Lunardi is definitely not having them in any type of conversation, but they too have lost some close ones. They've been dealing with some injury. PJ Hall is an all-conference guy. The way they shoot it, the way those guards can play at times, they can string it together a few and go on a run.
Clemson has won 4 in a row, and only North Carolina brings a longer win streak to Brooklyn as Burton is fouled with the shot clock at 3. It's on Mekhi Ashton Langford.
Two shots for DeMarr Langford.
A reminder to fans to download the ACC 3-Point Challenge app presented by New York Life to help benefit the local boys and girls clubs. Score points for your school, and after the tournament, the local boys and girls club will receive a donation from New York Life based on their affiliated ACC team's final ranking. BC and Pitt, a couple of programs who made their way from the old Big East, and you go back to 2001 in that other borough, Manhattan, at Madison Square Garden. This was your Big East championship game, won by Boston College. That 01 season, Troy Bell, Craig Smith, they went from last place in the league the year before to first place, but
don't forget about Ryan Sidney now. Dude was a problem as well.
Mo Gee from the outside, one of just 2 players in the Power 5 who leads his team in made threes and blocks. The other, Spencer Jones of Stanford. Zachary driving around Burton. The basket is good. They gave him the continuation and the foul.
I guess we're playing NBA basketball today. This foul came. That's where the foul was called. You were not in motion. There was definitely a lot of continuation there. I mean, that's where the whistle comes.
NBA arena, here we are, as you said.
That should be whistled dead, but Jaden Zachary will take it. And look, Burton was not in defensive. He was not in a defensive stance ready to guard, and that cost him. So you shouldn't have even gotten in a position where you had to violate, because if you're ready to guard, there's no dribble drive opportunity in front of you. It's postseason basketball. Sense of urgency needs to be omnipresent all game long.
2 fouls now on Burton. BC will press full court. And this could give Pitt problems. Again, they don't have a true point guard. Gee. And the rebound is poked away. It comes back to Hugley, and they call him for the offensive foul.
That is such high IQ basketball. You know what Mekhi Ashton Langford had? That was his only option. I mean, it was that or public embarrassment in this arena where maybe Hugley dunks on him. Understanding right there, it's fight or flight. You got fight from Langford, and you love to see it.
You either try to sell it or you get engulfed.
I mean, your life stops in that moment. Am I making a business decision? What am I doing?
And that's 2 fouls now on Hugley, who goes to the bench with a little more than 4 minutes to go in this first half. Hugley, Odekale, and Burton all have 2 fouls for Pitt, and a traveling call on Zachary.
And you know what's funny is you talk about the 2 fouls with the big fella Hugley. Mekhi Ashton Langford is the direct result of both of them.
Yeah.
He gets in there on the double, makes the steal, and then Hugley falls on top of him, and then he takes a charge right down here. So as important a scorer and offensive threat Mekhi Ashton Langford is, and he leads all scorers in this game with 8, he's also responsible for those 2 fouls. That is massive to the operation.
So what's Pitt's offensive MO now as we get a travel on Santos without Hugley? We're going to find out.
I'm glad you're giving me time to think about that, because it's not an easy answer.
BC with a 2-point lead. Game 1, round 1. Oh, they're balling at the playground as well. Let's see some moves from the little guy.
Carey.
Get them while they're hot.
We're like any normal family. We just get shorter wait times because we buy and book online at DiscountTire.com.
So easy.
Which gives us more time for things like...
Come on, Mom.
Ready?
And it's all thanks to Kyle.
Get 30% shorter average wait time when you buy and book online at DiscountTire.com.
Let's get you taken care of.
A lot of people assume coaches are looking at plays on that clipboard.
Just like they assume they can't afford great insurance.
I like it.
For surprisingly great rates that fit any budget, call or click to get a quote today.
Ego, Milwaukee, Steel, all the top-rated brands, all run on their own single battery system, and all come from one source, your local Ace.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
There's a moment. The moment we ask, what if?
What if we could go further, jump higher, or run the whole thing? What if we could be who we're meant to be?
And become who you look up to. This is the moment it all starts.
This is the moment it all starts.
But only if we get the chance to have it.
You guys ready for this madness?
ESPN Tournament Challenge. Sign up now.
Got a whole new look, a whole new power. Big steps, got y'all shook. Snuck up on you like problem. Come on. Chance of a lifetime knocking at your door. You never seen it like this before.
We welcome you to the ACC tournament.
Never seen it like this before.
Coming up at the half, we'll get it to Kelsey and the crew. First half analysis. And who do you take this week? Is it Duke or the field?
That's what we're doing? Duke or the field?
It's got to be the field, right?
Did nobody watch the end of the week? At the end of the regular season? What are we doing?
Hey, all hands on deck this week, right? And speaking of hands, there's Kenny Pickett. How overblown is that story? Come on. Did you watch him at all this fall?
Yeah, but you know what I love? And it speaks to the cool customer he was on the field. He's unfazed by it all. He's just like, dude, next question. Let's keep it moving.
All he's got to do is fake slide everybody out.
Can't wait to see him go top 10. I really hope he does because he's going to be a difference maker at the next level. Enjoyed covering him these past few seasons. I know Pitt Panther fans enjoyed having him for the last 4.
Now you look at the last 2 drafts. A couple of years ago, it was Joe Burrow who went from, again, just a guy to the first overall pick. It was Zach Wilson last year, and Kenny Pickett looks to be following that trajectory with a chance to be a high pick as Karnik gets the bucket inside.
I mean, speaking of wily veterans, James Karnik, a senior, got away with a little push-off right there as the ball was up in the air to create space for the post-entry catch and finish.
A little show and tell by Burton. Rebound to DeMarr Langford. Karnik's played well of late. 8 straight games where he scored in double figures, averaging better than 14 per in those. Bickerstaff over Collier, and BC taking advantage down low without Hugley.
Because their bigs are running the floor. That's a big part of it. It's almost a secondary break. But let's take a look back at James Karnik, where I talk about the wily move. Okay, so he's got a decent angle. There's no defense beyond, so they know they can go up top. Jaden Zachary identifies that, and there's the little push as Collier leaves the air. And it's not maybe as excessive or gregarious as I thought, but it still was enough to provide that nudge to maybe not violate, but be able to catch and finish. I love it.
Karnik, while he has been a catalyst for BC this year, it hasn't been the case against Pitt. In the 2 regular season games against the Panthers, 26 minutes, only 2 points, 1 of 6 shooting, and 8 fouls. He fouled out in BC's loss at Pitt.
But that's the biggest part. You need that big frame out there as the antidote to Hugley, because Hugley has the opportunity to maybe go for 30 in this contest.
Horton Off the back iron, rebound tapped out of bounds to BC.
But you also, if you're BC in these final 2.5 minutes, you got to be greedy. You got to be aggressive. There has to be that sense of urgency because Hugley saddled with those 2 fouls, most likely the remainder of this first half. What kind of lead can you build without the star out there for the Panthers?
BC's on a 7-0 run. Karnik, bank shot, good. A tree grows in Brooklyn, a 3 falls in Brooklyn.
Yes, sir.
Onibuchi, Eziakudo. Here's Gee from 15. Grazes the rim, batted around. And through the chaos, we get a tie-up jump ball, possession arrow, BC.
BC is taking full advantage with this 10-0 run while Hugley's out. And look, 2 defenders swallowed up. Karnik from outside. There was a contest. A rainbow delivery in the bank. I mean, we are within office hours right now. Deposit's good.
It's a 10-0 run for BC. 6 of those have come since Hugley exited with the 2 fouls. The lob to Langford, he missed it.
Oof.
And out of bounds to Pitt.
Hope Shaq's not watching. I mean, that one was delivered beautifully. Right there for the catch. Just could not punctuate. The pass was incredible. Drawn up right there. Obviously, the back screen, Karnik locates. Langford got his feet right and everything. And just, yeah.
Gee gets it into Eziakudo, a former walk-on, the longest tenured Pitt Panther. Put on scholarship this past January. Horton the 3. Pitt looks lost without Hugley.
Yeah, they just don't have that stability. Every time down, they got into a rhythm of, okay, play through the big fella. So now you've got a group of guys who aren't accustomed to having an answer that are literally trying to figure out in these final 2.5 minutes, and it's showing.
Karnik, he's got 11 to lead all scores. What a turn of events. Hugley to the bench with foul trouble, and BC expanding its lead. Burton down the lane. Offensive foul. And that is 3 on Jamarius Burton.
The old blocker charge conversation might have to have it because I felt like Karnik may have been moving right there. Let's see if he gets his feet set.
Oh, it looks like he was moving.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely moving. Definitely moving. You love the effort, but making himself a receiver right here. Once you collapse that defense, get into the teeth of it, 3 defenders come to the mid-post. Karnik makes himself a bid receiver and punishes him.
Jeff Capel pleading his case to the stripes. We're back in 30.
Scott Van Pelt
has joined the conference.
Fellas, sorry I'm a little bit late. Hope I didn't keep you guys. Hello? Anybody there? Hello? Am I the first or what? Hello? Anybody there? They always cancel these things and no one tells me. Scott Van Pelt
has left the conference.
Game 1, round 1 of this ACC tournament. We are followed by Clemson, NC State at 4:30 on the ACC network. Louisville, Georgia Tech, the nightcap. The winner of this Pitt BC game will take on Wake Forest tomorrow. Wake beat both teams in the regular season and did so handily.
Wake's coming in here with some confidence. Coach of the year, Coach Steve Forbes, deservedly so. Alondas Williams, player of the year, and there's a strong debate that could be made for Armando Bacot, but one thing's for certain, Williams had one heck of a year for the Demon Deacons.
BC on a 12-0 run. Final seconds, first half. Galloway turns it over. Santos lets it fly. The Eagles have their largest lead of the game. 12 points in a row, and they do it with Hugley on the bench.
And a group that's learning understands when opportunity presents itself. Hugley saddled with those fouls, a 12-0 run. Shows me BC.
Those 11 came with Hugley on the bench.
And worth noting, he's not in foul trouble, so he's perfectly suited for this final 20 to defend Hugley down low.
Hugley begins the second half on the floor with Pitt, along with Gee, Horton, Burton, and Odekale. BC has its original starting 5 on there as well. Gee down low, in and out, but we get a foul, and that might be on Karnik.
As impressive it is to watch Hugley as an agile, physical presence and how he can score it, his ability to pass and vision is wildly underrated. I mean, he has a sense of how quick he needs to deliver, where his guys are. He makes guys around him better as if he were a point guard on the floor. It's a marvel.
The foul is on Post, his first. And Mo Gee, grad transfer from Stony Brook at the line. He turns 24 in July. Grew up playing the violin, loves art, loves visiting museums. So welcome home for the king of Staten Island.
Pete Davidson on line 1.
He's already got a beef with someone else right now. I'm going to leave him alone.
Well, there's a Kanye in uniform.
There is.
For Boston College. So if you're looking for synergy, it's all come full circle.
Zachary went for the steal, and it's out of bounds off Odekale.
It's all effort. Jaden Zachary being up in him, providing effort, doesn't result in a steal, but results in a turnover. These are the type of moments how you can judge on day one who's trying to advance. You're trying to get in the passing lane. You're up by the timeline. That type of effort translates to early round wins.
Zachary driving on Horton, rebound Hugley.
Karnik playing before the catch, not allowing Hugley to beat him if he can't touch the basketball.
10 to shoot. Odekale, too strong. Gets it back, coughs it up. Pitt's gone almost 6 minutes now since its last field goal. And now we get a technical foul on Odekale, tied up with Post in the backcourt.
And those two, all my eyes was on the backcourt action away from the ball. Anish, thanks for picking me up. But I'm watching Odekale and I'm watching Post go back and forth on each other. And it's going to be interesting to see if they roll just Femi Odekale with the technical here, or if it's going to be both, because there was definitely some tomfoolery, if you will.
So, that's how it started.
So, yeah, there's a little bit of a pull down on Post from Odekale, but then when they get down on the floor, it escalates even more. And they're going to come take a look over here.
Yeah, Odekale grabs his
leg. And then Post goes for that, but there's no call on Post still. Then the step over from Odekale, and that's where the technical comes.
Lee Cassell right in there before things could escalate.
And I heard Lee Cassell say to Femi Odekale, he said, we're going to go look at it, but you can't do what you just did. So there's not going to be any relief of the technical Femi's way. It's just a matter of what type of culpability goes the way of Quinten Post as well.
Now, you can't excuse any of it, but Jordan, Pitt comes into this game having lost 4 straight. They've been blown out in 3 of those games. BC rides in on a 3-game losing streak. You're down 10. ACC tournament, win or go home. Is this the time of the year in the past that you've noticed frustration can boil over a little?
Yeah, for sure. But this, I don't even think this is true frustration. It's just an entanglement, if you will, and 2 guys that are, you know, wrestling back and forth. But there's an official right there. You've got to be more mentally tough to say, on to the next one. And Femi at 3 different spots could have been whistled for a technical there. The first pull of the jersey, the pull at the feet, and then standing over him there. But Quinten Post not free of any guilt either, because he did use his feet as Odekale was making his way down the floor. I would imagine you see both guys get a tech here.
Odekale, a Brooklyn native, so this is homecoming for him. Really took over as one of the de facto point guards at the end of last year when Xavier Johnson entered the transfer portal. And you look at the way this season has gone for Pitt. Out of the gates, Nike Sabandi, torn ACL. Ithiel Horton suspended. Jamarius Burton was out to begin the season. They lose 6 of the first 8. 3-10 to begin conference play. They did have that little oasis in the desert when they won 3 straight, but then it's bottomed out as Jeff Capel's taken his team here to the finish line.
And it's challenging because then you arrive here at the end of the season. It's been a long season. There's been a ton of attrition, and you're really tested as prideful guys to say, what kind of effort are you going to come out here and deliver in what could be your last performance of a difficult season?
Officials still at the monitor trying to assess what the verdict will be. Original call was a tech on Odekale.
But here's my take. If you're taking this long to decide and determine the video that's right in front of you, it means it's pretty minuscule. So maybe just keep the Femi tech, keep it moving, maybe provide a warning to Quinten Post, and let's play some basketball.
It's a review that's now taken almost 4 minutes.
That's the only place, as we show again, where Quinten Post, you could say that's tech worthy. I mean, he did allow the feet to appear as if they were pulling a trip on Femi Odekale there.
They have yet to make a call to the scores table. Tommy Morrissey coming over to give us the explanation.
So they're going to give Femi Odekale a flagrant 1 for the initial trip. They're going to give him a technical for the show of emotion standing over Quinten Post. So you're looking at 4 free throws here and the ball for Boston College. All culpability going the way of Femi Odekale.
And it's 3 fouls now on Odekale, and remember he's got 1 technical as well.
So a flagrant 1 and the tech for that sequence from Femi Odekale. For a team trailing by double figures, could be a 6 to 7 point swing here.
If you're on that Pitt bench right now, what do you say? What do you say to each other?
You got to be better. I mean, for a team that struggles to score, you can't be gifting points because you want to prove that you're not going to get punked on the floor. You've got to be able to disengage, get back and play basketball, not prove that somebody's going to get the best of you in a sequence of challenge toughness. You got to be better than that.
(36 to 23), and it is 4 fouls, excuse me, on Odekale. So you got the flagrant, the technical.
You're looking at a double-figure score for a defunct offense. You need him out there to provide a punch and some sort of jolt. So not only has he created a bigger deficit, he's taken himself out of the operation here with 18 minutes left to play, as he's 1 foul away from checking himself out permanently for the afternoon.
And it seems Pitt on the verge of checking out permanently in Brooklyn as well. Largest lead of the game for BC. 3rd meeting of the season. They split in the regular season. Home team winning each time. DeMarr Langford kicks it to Post.
This feels like an awfully big possession. Obviously 18 minutes, ton of time. But for Pitt, who's been stuck in 3rd gear, can you provide something?
And an offensive foul against Horton. Pitt last made a basket with 4:52 to go in the first half.
But the issue on the drive is you've got to understand, if you're Burton, that's got to be playoff 2, kick out to Horton. You've drawn 3 defenders, you've won. There's 2 shooters on both sides on the wings that are open for catch and shoot. You did your job. You got your feet in the paint. Playoff 2, it's a drive and kick scenario. It should not be a charge and a giveaway.
Yeah, so that's 4 now on Burton. Eziakudo in there along with Horton, Hugley, Gee, and Santos. And a foul on Eziakudo. Kevin Keats and NC State getting ready to take on Clemson. That game comes your way at 4:30 right here on ACCN.
Got to see the street feet, the feet heat from Coach Keats. That's all I care about is what he's bringing outfit-wise as Clemson makes their way in as well. Nobody has better shoe game than Coach Keats. Maybe Mac Brown on the football side of the ACC.
Yeah, with the Jordans, right?
Neck and neck, those two. So the rivalry alive and well, even across different sports.
Shot clock never started. Delays have dangerous ends, and boy, these first almost 3 minutes of this second half have felt like an eternity.
Well, thanks, man. I guess they say time flies when you're having fun. Are you not enjoying? Is there something? I'm sorry that I'm the color commentator you're tasked with for the next 2 games here, man. I apologize. I'm having fun. I feel like time is flying by.
You know, move along here as well. We have a 4-minute video replay.
True.
Two on Zachary now. Gee, the turnaround, and he's got 2 shots coming. Post picks up the foul.
It's just a lack of discipline defensively from Post. You got Gee fading away, no rhythm to the move, and you bail him out by getting up in him in his space. I mean, there's absolutely contact and a foul here for Post. You clip the arm.
That ends a 2-minute 33-second scoring drought for Pitt. Panthers still without a field goal in this second half. 1 out of 2. Makai Ashton Langford, baseline drive, gives it up. Karnik right around Hugley. Defensively, you can tell Hugley's been a little cautious. Offensively, he has not been part of the equation for Pitt.
Yeah, and it feels like we've been saying a lot of right place, right time for Karnik, but it's an understanding of where to position himself to be most effective. As a dive guy and as a cutter, he has placed himself in position to execute time and time again. The drive from Makai Ashton Langford, and just watch read from the top of the key. Once the ball gets picked up and maybe Langford's left for dead, that's when Karnik, much like a receiver, when they understand a quarterback's fielding some pressure and he's scrambling back and forth, then the receiver alternates his route to make himself available. That's what Karnik's delivering right there when the guard picks up his dribble and is left for dead. Makes himself available to convert to.
Hugley pretzels into the lane, the follow, and the foul.
It's helping your point guard out. Like, my point guard's going to turn the basketball over, so what can I do to make myself open to take what should be a negative, a giveaway, into 2 points and converting? And that's just being a good teammate, Karnik providing.
Karnik, a moment ago, picked up his second. Bickerstaff just picked up the foul. And now one thing that can potentially get Pitt back into the game, the one thing they do really well is get to the free throw line. One of the highest free throw rates in the country. And Hugley, in that 32-point effort earlier this year against BC, 15 of 20 from the stripe. All of Pitt's points in the second half from the foul line. DeMarr Langford against Santos. Post, corner three. Good. Galloway the foul. Quinten Post ringing it from the outside, and Pitt has gone more than 9 minutes since its last field goal.
You tell me bigs want to play inside. Your last name can be Post and still in love with the three. Quinten gets it to go.
If the workday's over but your hunger is gearing up, go for all the hand-breaded chicken you can handle. Cause with 8 pieces of handcrafted chicken, biscuits, fixins, and tea, you can clock out and still enjoy a delicious dinner. It's bow time.
There's a moment. The moment we ask, what if?
What if we could go further, jump higher, or run the whole thing? What if we could be who we're meant to be?
And become who you look up to. This is the moment it all starts.
This is the moment it all starts.
But only if we get the chance to have it.
When your check engine light comes on, does your mechanic do the money dance?
Money, money, money.
You need to call CarShield. CarShield is America's #1 auto protection company, helping shield you from unexpected repairs. An over $2,500 AC fix? Covered. And over $3,000 transmission repair? Covered. Even engine repairs over $4,000? Covered. CarShield has highly customizable coverage plans that fit into your budget for the make, model, and mileage of your vehicle. And here's the best part. Your protection plan includes 24-hour roadside assistance, emergency services for flat tires, lockouts, and dead batteries, towing, rental car options, and more. Plus, when you need a repair, you get to choose where, even at the dealership. Make the call to CarShield today before your check engine light comes on, so you can afford it and not ignore it. CarShield is America's #1 auto protection company. Call to get a free quote from CarShield right now and ask about today's special offer. CarShield administrators cover parts, taxes, labor, and even diagnostics, and can pay for itself with just one repair. Call right now and get our price lock guarantee. No matter how much repair prices go up, your coverage will not. And if your car's warranty is running out, just call CarShield and let us tell you what your coverage is all about. Look, you shouldn't have to go into debt to pay for car repairs, and now you don't have to. CarShield offers the coverage you deserve at a price you can afford. So, let's review why CarShield is right for you. Customizable coverage plans, 24-hour roadside assistance, towing, rental car options, and the freedom to choose where you repair. Call to get your free quote today and ask about today's special offer.
Call 800-593-5581, 800-593-5581, 800-593-5581.
And Ashraf, Jordan Cornette, ACC Tournament Round 1, worth a watch, brought to you by Principal.
I mean, how about that? A little magic trick. But you take a look at the zone defense. Where it's most vulnerable, that mid-post. On the catch, you see the vulnerability provide itself. And where the opportunity lies on that catch is the short corner. Karnik catches an easy dunk finish. That is available every time Pitt presents that defense. You attack the teeth of it right at that ACC logo. Beautiful execution.
Now let's find out how much fight Pitt has left. They've gone almost 9.5 minutes since their last field goal. Here's Mo Gee. Shot clock down to 4. Gee gives it up to Hugley. Shot fake. As Iacudo, shot clock violation.
It's not fair, but because he's that talented, I put that on John Hugley. He's got to understand when he catches that basketball with 4 seconds left, it's on him to go get one, not play hot potato and leave it to your guard who shoots a low percentage to attempt a miracle from 3.
As Iacudo, a former walk-on. .16 advantage. And there is Post, and BC extends to its largest lead.
Make me understand why Hugley's not on the low block, just living, feasting, being fed relentlessly.
Santos will shoot. Nate Santos started the first 6 games of the year. Played 21 minutes Saturday, the most he had played since November. Odekale and Burton on the Pitt bench with 4 fouls. Now Burton getting ready to check in. Post over Hugley. Good!
Yeah, Hugley just doesn't seem very comfortable having to come all the way out there to defend. And even the contest is not enough when it's a 7-footer delivering the shot. It's a clear look at the goal. Post has a nice rhythm beyond the arc.
Hugley. And finally a field goal for Pitt. Their first since the 4:52 mark of the first half.
Wow.
Post has scored the last 8 for BC. 7-footer from Amsterdam, who transferred in from Mississippi State. This was a 2-point game in the first half. Hugley picked up his 2nd foul, and it's been a BC runaway since.
And BC discovered themselves offensively, gained a rhythm and a confidence with Hugley off, not having to exert all that energy trying to defend him and stop him. That run defined the game, and when you lack the offensive firepower, it's awfully difficult to come back from a double-figure deficit.
It'll stay with BC. Boston College last won an ACC tournament game in 2018. Galloway, he's going to have to give it up. Makai Ashton Langford. Now here's Post. And he is fouled by Hugley. 2 shots coming. And 3 on the big sophomore.
Again, Hugley he's not interested in having a guard out there. He exerts enough energy on the offensive side and even trying to rebound defensively and offensively. He's frustrated with having to be out here becoming a perimeter defender. I mean, he's lax on the ball screen exchange. The ball ends up coming back to his guy, and just a lack of discipline on a contest. Clear violation. And if that's the case, I didn't think if I'm Boston College, let's initiate Quinten Post as a screener in a lot of ball screen scenarios, and let's continue to exploit Hugley defending on that outside. And if he's going to be this lackadaisical, it's most likely we're going to result in a 4th foul, and then you're sitting the big foul. Then he's a complete non-factor.
Does it also expend some energy on Hugley's end that maybe you can't use on the offensive side?
Yeah, and there's probably some frustration too because he's not getting the ball where he needs to get the ball. His sweet spot's the low block. So there becomes a level of disinterest and indifference.
Burton gets it down low. William Jeffress is fouled. Pitt really has not had much production from its bench all season. We remind you the Nothing But Net crew will be here all day, all night. Game previews, and then after the games, they'll have analysis, highlights, post-game interviews right here on ACC. And they're right up there to our right. And if you see them, send them snacks.
There's a lot of drama with that group.
Beverages.
We did not know if Joel Berry and Carlos Boozer would be able to get along.
They shook hands.
After what happened on Saturday. It's good to know that Joel and Carlos are friends. They've never stopped being friends. I thought there'd be some turbulent moments coming after the aftermath there in Cameron, but they're all good.
What did you make of the non-handshake and all that went along afterwards?
Look, it's much ado about nothing. I know all those coaches well, have great respect for them all. One felt slighted and returned the favor. It's a rivalry. It's what they do. To me, I think it's how it should be.
If anything, for the college basketball fan, it adds spice to what is already the best rivalry in the game.
we've all tried to Dr. Phil all this stuff entirely too much. They're rivals. They're going to have moments like that where there's maybe a misstep of respect, as long as it's not anything over the top like what we saw with Michigan and Wisconsin.
Sure.
I really don't feel the need to weigh in.
And Hubert Davis did address it earlier today, said he had spoken to some of the Duke assistants.
And look, Coach Carrawall's all class. Coach Shire's all class. Coach Davis is all class. What are we talking about here? All great people. Don't you agree? I know you agree.
I agree.
Yeah, no question.
A 20-point lead for Boston College. Burton down low, slips in for two.
Might have traveled. Well, Pitt will take whatever they can get right here. You got to apply some pressure. You got to try and turn these guys over, speed up the game a little bit, trailing by 18. Got to find Bickerstaff at that mid-post.
Zachary, he's been a dead eye in conference play.
I mean, you got to find Zachary from beyond New York.
45% from three in ACC play. Listed as a freshman. Played junior college ball last year.
Tell you what, with his growth, he becomes almost the centerpiece for this group moving forward for Coach Grant.
No doubt.
Don't rule out the fact that Makai Ashton-Langford may apply for that 6th year in this COVID era and the eligibility being up for grabs. It seems far-fetched, but don't be surprised if that happens. Then that backcourt, another year under their belt together, you start to turn some losses into wins.
Brevin Galloway, the basket and the foul. The BC bench erupts. The Eagles running away with it.
Just interior work. Cutters, Galloway, it wasn't pretty. Recovered in time, gets the layup. A little bit of help from his friends, and some emotion in March. I'm here for it.
Get the truck that's built to serve right from your living room with Ram eShop. Search, find, and buy your perfect truck online and get delivery from the comfort of your own home. Credit approval, price, and payment calculations all made quick, easy, and safe. The keys are just a click away with Ram's eShop. Right now, during Ram Truck Month, get 0% financing for 72 months on the 2022 Ram 1500 Bighorn.
We do more. We step up, stand out, break rules, and spark revolutions. We save lives, we give life, and we get right back to work. We deliver, no, we over-deliver, and we make it look easy. We ball, boss up, shatter records and ceilings and expectations, and at the end of all that,
we still end up with less.
You call your agent with a simple question, only to get sent to voicemail again. We pick up the phone. Did you get this? Hello, this is Sam. How can I help you? Yes, I'm glad I'm not a robot too. Like I said, we pick up the phone because it's ringing. That's simple human sense. Ask your independent agent if auto owners make sense for you. Hello, this is Sam.
Ego, Milwaukee, Steel, all the top-rated brands, all run on their own single battery system, and all come from one source, your local Ace.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Get them while they're hot. We're like any normal family. We just get shorter wait times because we buy and book online at DiscountTire.com.
So easy.
Which gives us more time for things like...
Come on, Mom.
Ready?
And it's all thanks to Kyle.
Get 30% shorter average wait time when you buy and book online at DiscountTire.com.
Let's get you taken care of.
There's a moment. The moment we ask, what if?
What if we could go further? jump higher, or run the whole thing? What if we can be who we're meant to be?
And become who you look up to. This is the moment it all starts.
This is the moment it all starts.
But only if we get the chance to have it.
Back here in Brooklyn and East Shroff, Jordan Cornette, the Barclays Center, the site for this year's ACC tournament. BC in game one of round one, leading Pitt by 21. A proud Panthers program that in the early 2000s was just a mainstay, not just in the conference tournament, but in the conference championship game. 2001 to 2008, Jordan, Pitt played in 7 conference championship games in the old Big East in 8 seasons. 6 conference titles, that is 2 tournament titles, and then 4 regular season Big East titles. And since 2012, it's been a struggle. Jamie Dixon left. Kevin Stallings was a horrible choice. That didn't work out. And Jeff Capel still trying to get traction.
Yeah, and you know what? Back in those Big East days of Pitt, that's when I was in Notre Dame from 01 to 05, and they were probably our biggest rival then. They had a group of guys who were, a lot of them overlooked. There were some blue chippers, no question. But guys who were overlooked by the bigger programs that played with a chip on their shoulder, and it was a gritty bunch that was going to go after you on every possession and was going to be in your ear. They were just tough. They were street fighters. That was the definition of the Pitt program during that illustrious time you're talking about. They need to get back to a little bit more of that overachieving, that sense of toughness that's been lacking because of roster attrition, injury, transfers, all those things. It's been a little bit frenzied, but this is a culture rooted in grit and overachievement.
Chevy Troutman still gives you night terrors.
Oh, are you kidding me?
DeMarr Langford, the J. He's got 10.
Well, like, again, I'd have to go back, and I can get blasted if I'm wrong for this, but I can't imagine Chevy Troutman was a highly heralded recruit. But he was kind of like Chuck Hayes, if you remember back in Kentucky. Just undersized, just could bury you on the block. Offensive rebounder, defensive rebounder, great interior defender. Those guys, the Ontario Letts, Julius Page, Brandon Knight, what a winner he was.
Carl Krauser.
Yeah, you can go on and on. So many talented guys during that era.
Zachary lost it. Jeffress dives for it. Here comes Horton. In the corner, Gee. And there's your king of Staten Island.
Big time. Got a nice looking stroke. He gave them a lot this year coming for Stony Brook. Surprised a lot of people with his production. They were not anticipating that. He's really been one of the bright spots for this Pitt Panthers group that's been chasing some of those bright moments.
He didn't play high school basketball his last 2 years. He was discovered by a junior college coach after he saw a YouTube mixtape.
So look at the jumper, Hugley getting it to go. And then on the dribble drive, early offense, you commit to the paint, the defenders suck in. Gee gives you the 3-ball.
Langford has that rim out. Burton pushing. Pull up Jay. Makai Ashton Langford tried to save it, no avail. Winner of this game will play Wake Forest. If it's BC, they'll try to avenge a 30-point loss at the hands of Wake back in January. Hugley down the lane, too much. And Jordan, we'll see a Wake Forest team tomorrow that has the Conference Player of the Year in Alondis Williams, Coach of the Year in Steve Forbes. I'm not sure there's a team in the country that struck more gold in the transfer portal than Steve Forbes and Wake.
And it's a connected group, and that's a very important piece this time of the year. What is the mental headspace of your group? I watched Coach Forbes' squad shoot around today. It was about as lively, as connected, as communicative as you would want from your group. They are dialed in. They are here to continue making those splashes this week in Brooklyn.
I forgot to mention Jake LaRavia as Guy throws it down. He's been one of the best low post players in the conference.
Been a lot of fun to watch coming out of Indiana State. Look, if you talk to Coach Forbes, he loves all his guys. And you talk about the impact from Melendez Williams, it goes without saying he's a player of the year. But Jake LaRavia checks so many different boxes for that group. Defender, rebounder, facilitator, scorer from all different levels, high IQ guy. Truly is the glue, but not in the sense of glue guy who doesn't produce. The numbers are also very impressive.
That's a team where the parts fit, and certainly Melendez Williams coming over from Oklahoma, where he was a role player. And he's become a superstar in the ACC. Punched out by Langford. You were ready for it.
I'm used to not getting the ball.
6:22 to go in regulation. Jordan is ready. You may want to check in.
I don't think they'd say no.
My wife's never really loved grocery shopping, but when she saw how much more we save with the Food Lion app, she got really into it.
Found the BOGOs, hun. And a coupon on top of it. More savings? Woo! Woo! $12 in shop and earn rewards? I'm on fire! I remember my first rewards.
We make it easy for all our neighbors to tap into more savings with a digital MVP account, because this is our home, and that's our Food Lion.
Larry, check this out. With On Deck, we could get a small business loan fast and start hiring more help right away.
Or loan cannon! Why, loan cannon, why?
There's a better way to get a fast small business loan. On Deck, the online lender that makes it easy to choose your loan and, if approved, get funds as soon as the same day. Your loan is on deck.
People assume these photo shoots are easy.
Just like they assume they can't afford great insurance. For surprisingly great rates to fit any budget, call or click to get a quote today.
Show you something. The play at the plate, and it goes tagged at home. Nobody does it like I do it. Back-to-back carries. Back at the wall and do it.
Attention CPAP users. Germs and bacteria can grow inside your reservoir, tubing, and mask. And cleaning them can be an expensive, difficult task. When you need to breathe easy, sleep great, and stay healthy, what you need is CleanZone, the affordable, portable CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. Just press, and CleanZone automatically cleans, sanitizes, and eliminates 99% of germs and bacteria from every surface of your CPAP reservoir, tube, and mask in minutes. No water, no added chemicals, no worries.
When I compared quality and price, CleanZone was my clear choice.
I can sleep with the peace of mind knowing that I'm breathing clean.
You can get your CleanZone CPAP cleaner for $100 off. That's just $99.99. Plus, we'll give you the CleanZone mask sanitizing bag absolutely free. Here's how to order.
Call 1-800-317-2586 or go online to cleanzonenow.com.
Sleeping again, say it no more. This is a rude awakening.
Catch a ball, Blake Wesley.
Kicking the door, banging on better than ever before.
He is a matchup nightmare.
Wow, beautiful find to Baycott.
We said it feels like this will be a wide open ACC tournament. That feels like a refrain from last year and the year before that. But the top four seeds, certainly the easiest path a double bye into the quarterfinals. Duke, the 1 seed, the regular season champion. Let's talk about Notre Dame, your alma mater. One thing we have seen with the Irish this year, on the days when the shots don't fall as Hugley thunders one home, Notre Dame can win with defense. This is Mike Bray's best defensive team.
You nailed it. I don't think a lot of people, even those who are more than just casual, but fans that truly watch, I think they believe that Notre Dame, they either have to get the 3-ball going or they're dead in the water. And no, this group defensively, and I think it starts with Cormac Ryan being inserted into that starting lineup, providing that competitive edge and defensive spirit. He's kind of the main defensive artery through which everything flows and provides that contagious mindset. But it's built out, and they are locked in. How about no Notre Dame guys on all defensive team, which speaks to the sum of all parts. Coach Solomon, the defensive coordinator for that group, has done a magnificent job getting them to buy in off the ball, locking in defensively.
And they have a superb freshman in Blake Wesley as we get a foul. It is on Ithiel Horton.
Don't really understand Quinten Post leaving his feet for the head fake from John Hugley from 3. That's a win if he takes that. But once he gets up in the air, fully capable of putting it on the deck in the one-hand jelly.
You wanted him to get in the way of that?
I mean, you can foul. Maybe stick it. No, I don't. I want everybody to be safe out here. You're right. But you don't need to leave your feet as if he's going to shoot a 3 and you're going to block it. You should not feel the threat of Hugley as a 3-point shooter. Those are bailouts for your defense.
Burton, no. Rebound, Brevin Galloway. Pitt picking up. Kanye Jones over to Post. Size advantage on Odekali. Now here's the help, and he calls timeout. Will step aside. 4:44 to go in regulation. BC with its eyes on round 2.
To combat the skyrocketing costs of car repairs, you need every advantage you can get. Your out-of-warranty vehicle could cost you thousands when it breaks down, unless you get the Car Shield Advantage. That's the power to protect yourself from expensive repair bills. Just call Car Shield before your car breaks down. Here's an example of the Car Shield Advantage. This is a car out of warranty, and this car got covered through Car Shield. As you can see, a breakdown could cost you a lot of money unless you call Car Shield before that happens. Your out-of-warranty car needs protection through Car Shield because with so many moving parts, a breakdown is going to happen. The Car Shield Advantage is not having to pay for those repairs. Now let's look at coverage. Here's a car engine. Whether gas or diesel, plans can cover critical parts you need protected like your engine block, oil pump, intake manifolds, and more. Customers can also save on repairs for all internally lubricated transmission parts like your torque converter and everything you see here. Before your check engine light comes on, you should call Car Shield because they help cover your radiator and water pump. With so many parts and systems protected like your power windows, backup cameras, power seats, LCD screens, power steering, plus so much more, it's easy to see that Car Shield can help save you thousands on car repairs. The real Car Shield Advantage isn't just the money you'll save on car repairs, it's also the included benefits, like roadside assistance that includes flat tire repair, emergency fuel delivery, lockout help, courtesy towing, and so much more.
Get the Car Shield Advantage. Protect yourself against expensive auto repairs and receive emergency roadside assistance with your price lock guarantee. Call 800-665-5905, 800-665-5905, 800-665-5905.
The ACC Awards came out yesterday. Alondes Williams for Wake, the Conference Player of the Year. Mark Williams of Duke, Defensive Player of the Year. No surprise here, Ben Caro, the Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, and Most Improved Player, I don't think that's a surprise either. Darion Sebron, the year he's had. Matthew Cleveland, kind of interesting because he started a lot of those games too. Coach of the Year, a lot of great jobs from several. But Coach Forbes has to be at the top of that list.
All right, so Player of the Year, you and I both had a vote. We've covered this league. I voted for Armando Bacot. No issue with Alondes Williams winning it all. Who did you vote for?
I voted for, full disclosure, Armando Bacot as well. I am not upset that Alondes Williams won it. In all honesty, I wish it was a co-player split. As we're talking about Pitt, I believe Brandon Knight on the Big East side back in one of those seasons shared it with, I can't remember whom. So I know people don't love co-player of the years, but I would have liked to see that one split between Armando and Alondes, if I'm being honest.
I think it might have been Troy Bell.
It was. Thank you. It was Troy Bell, 01-02 season. Great call.
Troy Bell won that award a few times. A couple of times, I think.
I also, if we're talking about another one where you can't say snub because Mark Williams wholly deserving of Defensive Player of the Year, but I had to vote with Reese Beekman there. I thought Reese Beekman was able to cut the head off the snake several times, get in the toughest defensive assignment, and would just befuddle opponents. And I think that is worthy of a lot of respect and should not be taken lightly. But again, Mark Williams is a difference maker. People are legit scared to go in the paint when he is lurking, and that can change your whole game plan, so I get it.
So I had Beekman too. What did you do, just copy off mine?
Hey, man, how do you think I got through college? I probably shouldn't say that.
Here is Kanye Jones, 4 for BC. Post is blocked inside. Burton misses. If Kanye Jones gets called for a travel, you know what that means?
Here we go.
Jesus walks.
That was good. That was actually good. I didn't want to like it, much like Kanye's music, but I do.
64-42, if you couldn't tell. Zachary gets clobbered by Gee, who helps him up.
Boom, 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 boom.
ACC Network Basketball is brought to you by New York Life, helping people act on their love for 175 years.
Ego, Milwaukee, Steel, all the top-rated brands, all run on their own single battery system, and all come from one source, your local Ace.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
If the workday's over but your hunger is gearing up, go for all the hand-breaded chicken you can handle. Cause with 8 pieces of handcrafted chicken, biscuits, fixins, and tea, you can clock out and still enjoy a delicious dinner. It's bow time.
Go to HelloFresh.com and use code TV16 for 16 free meals plus 3 free gifts.
Hold this steady, hope you're ready, about to show you something. The play at the plate, and they got it tagged at home. Nobody does it like I do it. Back-to-back carries. Back at the wall, and do it.
Got a whole new look, a whole new bow.
ACC tournament.
Never seen it like this before.
Boston College 3 minutes and 23 seconds away from advancing to round 2, where they'll take on Wake Forest tomorrow. Coming up at 4:30 Eastern on ACC Network, it'll be Clemson and NC State. That game should be a track meet.
Yeah, you're going to see two of the most improved players in the conference, Darion Seabron, who won the award, but also P.J. Hall and what he provides Clemson on the interior. The ability of shot making. Clemson, when they're hot from three and hitting double-figure triples, they can beat anybody. It's an NC State team that likes to play fast, play downhill. Jaquavion Smith is capable of lighting this place up for 30. March is about star power and stars shining the brightest. That young man could be one of them. Hate the fact that we're not seeing Manny Bates and haven't all season long.
And Manny Bates was the young man there you see in the front coming through the tunnel. Got hurt just a few minutes into NC State's season, and no team was impacted more by one injury than the Wolfpack were when Manny Bates went down.
No question. I mean, your rim protector, he's a viable scoring option down low, but just what he does in terms of altering the opposition's offensive approach. Look at Mark Williams. Easily could have been Manny Bates Defensive Player of the Year had he been in uniform this season for NC State. And NC State, the Wolfpack may not have been playing. Let me change that. Would not have been playing today had Manny Bates been in uniform all season long.
Bates had led the ACC in blocks the previous 2 years. Clemson, of all the day one teams, they have the look of someone who can make a little noise. They've won 4 in a row. And you mentioned P.J. Hall. He was hurt. He's been battling a foot injury all season, had missed 3 games, came back over the weekend. We should expect to see Hall play close to his usual complement of minutes.
You get Hunter Tyson back too.
You got Hunter Tyson back, who had a broken clavicle and missed 8 games. This is a team that's getting healthier. They've got some size now with Tyson and Hall in the mix, and only North Carolina comes to Brooklyn with a longer win streak.
I actually think we're going to see a lot of points too. I think that's going to be a high-scoring affair.
Pittsburgh has only scored 22 points in both halves. They had a stretch of 9+ minutes without a field goal spanning the end of the first half and the beginning of the second half, and BC is about to hand Pittsburgh its 4th consecutive blowout loss.
And that is a part of this, how we got to this moment here with 90 seconds remaining. When you've taken that many losses through a season, and on the back end they're stacked with blowout defeats, you're just not in the proper headspace coming out here that you're willing to compete, do what it takes for 40 minutes, knowing that it's an uphill climb for you to have any type of postseason hopes. It would take a miracle and a run to a finals and a championship here in Brooklyn. Sometimes that's just insurmountable, and for Pitt, it clearly was. Look at the body language, whereas BC, they're building something here. This is a group with momentum going into next year and a new coach with a lot of belief in him. You saw them play a little bit more hard, if you will.
And we have seen BC the last 6-7 games of conference play. They're not a great offensive team by any means, but we've seen improvement.
Yeah, we absolutely have, and we've seen a team that's competing, most importantly, and that speaks to a belief in Coach Grant and that coaching staff. They've lost a lot of games. They continue to fight.
Femi Odekale and John Hugley to the bench for Pittsburgh. Aiden Fish, a senior, gets to check in for Pitt. Mo Gee and Ezi Akudo out there as well for Pitt. This is Gee's last game. Ezi Akudo, the longest tenured Pitt Panther, 31 in white. A former walk-on, a biomedical engineering major who wants to go to med school to become an orthopedic surgeon.
Hey, he's gonna be all right. Made a lot of people proud already.
BC emptying its bench as well. Quinn Pemberton, a walk-on, is in. Gianni Thompson out there. Justin Vanderbaan in the middle. And Abe Ataya. This was a 2-point game with 4 minutes and change to go in the first half. John Hugley picked up his second foul. BC went on a 22-3 run, and the Eagles cruised from there on to round 2 A date with Wake Forest is next. Pittsburgh ends its season on a 5-game losing streak, 4 of those losses coming by 20-plus points.
Anish, that was absolutely it. Hugley goes out without foul trouble. BC gains confidence offensively, buries a Pitt team that just did not have the fight